Instruction, golf news, equipment, travel, interviews, course profiles, and more. Your weekly fix of all things golf is about to begin. It's the Flagstick Podcast with your hosts, Jeff Potter and Scott McLeod.
Well, welcome to the 100th episode of the Flagstick Podcast. 100 episodes of the Flagstick Podcast. And I got to say, the 100th episode, the honor of sponsoring the 100 episode goes to Golf PEI. Golf Prince Edward Island is a premier Canadian golf destination, boasting the most number of golf courses per capita in the country, with over 400 fairways closer than you can imagine, top-tier accommodations, and exquisite culinary experiences. It's the easiest golf vacation you'll ever have to book. Book vacations at golfpei.ca. I know you've been following across all our social media networks, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook. Continue to subscribe on Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. And we obviously encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us, and click the notification bell to make sure that you never miss any episodes of the Flagstick Podcast, especially 101, 102, 103, 104. It's her 100th show. You sometimes you say, you can't believe we got this far. Yeah. I'm not going to say that because I can believe we got this far. I'm not surprised we're on 100th episode. I'm and I can't be surprised that that it's already here, because it's like this is math.
Yeah.
Week by week, it's like so. But I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited to have gotten to our 100th episode.
I'll tell you what, there's so many podcasts out there, and a lot of people try to start podcast, and the average number of episodes that a podcast lasts is 6, believe it or not. So
we know people personally who have started podcasts and then time commitments. Because the thing is, like, literally every Thursday. Most of the time, every Thursday, we commit at 9 o'clock in the morning. We commit an hour of our time to do the podcast. But then there's all the prep work that goes into getting to this point. And then after you're done getting sort of
video editing,
the meat and potatoes, then I do
everything.
Yeah. And then it's another 2 or 3 hours after to get everything all created and then posted to YouTube and then posted here, posted there. It's like at the end of the day, it's probably a day's worth of work. After the podcast, the podcast and after, to get it up. And then all the prep ahead. So podcasts are not, it's not just you stick a microphone in front of your face, turn on a camera and go. I mean, there's some work involved in this. So great to get to the 100th episode.
And what are we doing?
Well, for the 100th episode, you know what we're doing. Because it's our 100th episode, we thought that it'd be kind of cool to do something with the number 100 in it. And rather than talk about the 100 most interesting things that have happened on the podcast in the last 100 episodes, which nothing, we could have done that, but that wouldn't have been fun.
Sure.
We decided to talk about the 100 things for a life's golf bucket list. So 100 things.
I'll explain that more.
Yeah, exactly. You need to explain 100 things to do in your golf career, but we're going to talk about what that means and how it's going to be cool.
I think so.
It is going to be cool.
It'll be
fun. So let's get to the front nine. Presented by Metcalf Golf Club, a natural setting, a pleasant challenge. There is still lots of golf to be played this year. Fall golf especially is really getting going, and Metcalf is beautiful in the fall. Make sure that you purchase some of the 10, 20, or 30 game passes and keep saving compared to regular green fees. Get your membership applications in as well.
Yeah.
The memberships there sell out pretty quick. So visit metcalfgolf.com to book tee times and to shop now. All right. As always, we try to get you caught up on a little bit of the news and stuff, but you know what? We're kind of into that season where it's just a smidgen. So the only news in particular that we're going to bring you up to date on is the Ping Challenge Cup, presented by Flagstick.com and played this year over a 2-day stretch at Smuggler's Bend Golf Course down in the Thousand Islands. It's interesting because we did we talked about it ahead of time a little bit, but we did something really different this year because of the 2-day thing. We really tried to create some excitement surrounding this, make it seem more like the Ryder Cup, the President's Cup, which happens to be being played right now, and very shortly they'll be teeing off. We tried to do sort of the pairings excitement.
Yeah.
So after the last
worked.
podcast, we did two little recordings. One was announcing the foursome and
alternate shot,
foursomes and four ball.
Four ball. Yeah.
Pairings. So we had our pairings. We did sort of a little Flagstick podcast special show on the pairings for the first day matches, and we uploaded that to YouTube and we posted that on social media, and and we put it through the newsletter and things like that, so the people could see who the pairings were. Right. The players would see who the pairings were, and we got that out before the Sunday start. But then we recorded a second part to that, which was the singles matches announcements. And here's where the excitement really kicked in, because we did not tell the players.
Not even the executive director. She didn't even know.
Nobody knew what the pairings were going to be, what the matches were going to be before Sunday night, when they sat down after day one and enjoyed their meal at the Glen House.
Yep.
We rolled out the TV, hooked up the video. The video had already been posted privately to YouTube, and we played it.
Yep. For
everybody that was in attendance, and we released it to the public, so the public could also watch at the same time. And the excitement in the room at Glen House, I saw some video, and obviously people know I was not there, was not in attendance. I do feel bad about that, but things gotta happen, and it just worked out the way it did. That said, me not being there didn't stop the fun and the excitement. It was really cool to do it the way we did it. So I think we latched on to something.
I think the players loved it because they were interested to see what the matches were going to be, and to have them sort of announced one by one, as opposed to looking at a sheet where you can see all the matches at once. There's a little bit more suspense there, seeing who was going to be against who. So the cheers were going up as they came out, and the oohs and ahs, and people obviously, ribbing each other. And, there's a few situations where people are actually sitting next to each other and we're sort of surprised, or sitting across from each other on the table. Some people joking, obviously, hey, all right, we're playing each other. Can I buy you another glass of wine? So, just get them loaded up or anything for the day before to maybe gain some advantage for the next day. But it was very, very well received, and it was just a fun way to do it. So and like you said, it was good because the public could check the videos as well. We had a number of the pros were also sharing it with their clubs so that their members could see, because the members were wondering who they were going to play as well. So it worked out well.
Cool. That's so mission accomplished, as I said after you told me how it was received. I said mission accomplished. Was it the 2-day format was new this year. Doing the video announcement was new this year. We'll see what next year brings. If I'm in attendance, maybe we record it live while we're doing it at the event, and do sort of a live YouTube release kind of thing. We'll see. We did it this way because I wasn't going to be there, and we thought it would be cool. So
who knows? For it to be the 15th one next year, in the 50th anniversary year of the PGA of Ottawa. So
now, just to recap, so the people are aware, it was good, but the head professionals this year at the Ping Challenge Cup, the head professionals did win after jumping out to I think an 8-5. 8.5 to 4.5 lead or something. Yeah,
something like that.
On day one. That's singles matches say it all, but when you've got a 4 or 5, 3 or 4
I think it was lead. It was 2-stroke lead after the morning, and then I think they're up 3.5 or so by the
so 3.5, 4 points is a lot to come back in a singles matches, but never impossible. But in this case, it didn't happen, and the head pros did win 14.5 to 9.5, bringing the head pros up to, I think,
9 to 5.
9 to 5 in wins over the last 14 years. So year 15, maybe that's the year of the AP. Maybe not.
Yeah. Quick shout out here just to everybody that was involved. Obviously, it made for a great experience down there. Seal family, Jason Boyce, everybody involved with Smugglers Glen, Chris Seal as well. Just their team did a great job. The golf course was super well received. Andre Boris from Ping, Dave Wilson from Ping, supporting this event is great. And to all the pros as well. It was fun to spend a lot of time with them. They had great weather on Saturday or Sunday. It was a little gloomy on Monday, but it kind of worked out. It got sunny. Everybody enjoyed the golf course. I mean, literally the remarks, probably 2/3 of the field had never played the golf course before, and they were shocked of how good it was. And the fact that it was, within this region and they had yet to be there. So yeah,
Crazy.
very well received. And they had fun. And it was even funny before the dinner. I was like, where is everyone? I thought everybody would be like in the bar area and stuff like that. They were all in the pool. There was a whole bunch in the pool, like a bunch of 12-year-olds in the pool and around the pool deck and whatever. So they obviously enjoyed it as well, and having the overnight, and just a nice reward for the end of the year for a lot of them that, they work so hard during the season and, don't get 2 days away much during the actual season itself.
There you go. All right. So that's a wrap on that. Now, just a quick mention, the President's Cup obviously is happening this week. As this podcast is happening, it's probably well underway.
Yeah. Lots of coverage you'll have on the website.
Pretty extensive.
Yeah, Chris Stevenson is down there doing some writing for us. A lot of people are familiar with Chris for his work in Sun Media, TSN 1200, so forth. So also has a book out there as well you should look at for a Christmas gift, but we have a link of that in his bio in the story. And then Grant Fraser was down there for us as well. And then I'll be heading down this weekend. So yeah, just keep an eye on all our socials as well. We've had a bunch of content already posted up there, and then also flagstick.com, and we'll keep you updated from our perspective. But it's going to be a tough one for the internationals, even though they are home. 12-1-1 all time for the Americans over the internationals. The internationals have only won once, back in 1998. There's already some traffic issues happening there. Who knows what's going to happen with the potential rain on early on in the tournament, and yeah, we'll see where things go by the week's end.
Okay. All right. Reminder, Flagstick Academy golf tips sponsored by Castleview Golf and Country Club are back this week across all of our digital platforms. This week we have a tip on smoothing out your putting stroke.
Yeah.
So check that out across everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok.
You got it. All
website,
all of that and more.
Okay, so we're gonna get into this right now. We probably can burn through. We'll try to burn through as many of these as possible because we do want to get through the whole list of 100. So if we have to extend the show, we have to extend the show. It's our 100th show.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we going to cut it short?
Exactly. All right. Okay. Do you want me to explain it?
Yeah. So first of all, quickly, Scott, explain it, and then let's get into it.
Sure. So George Peper, or George Papar, however you want to announce it, who was a longtime editor at Golf Magazine, used to produce a top 100 bucket list sort of thing, something for people to do all time in their golf life. And they would actually rate it and score it, and to see, kind of how good their golf career, I guess, had been, accomplishments that they could, do during their life. And what we've done is basically taken that 100 list, modified a few things to be a little bit more relatable here in Canada, but we kind of want to work through it and talk about, maybe there could be a couple of stories related to a couple of things that are in here. Some things maybe not. They're going to be quick to go over, but these are 100 items that you could put on your life's golf bucket list, and how many we've done or came close to accomplishing or never going to accomplish. And away we go.
All right, here we go. Top 100. Number 1. Play Augusta National.
I think that's a tough one. No, for me.
I think that'll be a tough one for a lot of people. Number 2, play Pine Valley.
Nay. And this is not also just going to be going no to every single thing.
No. But Pine Valley might be a little bit more attainable for some people than Augusta National. Still hard, but
yeah, super private still. That's for sure. So
number 3, play Pebble Beach.
Now, been there, but have not played it.
Yes. Now that's
Unfortunately,
doable. You
sure,
have to, I
it's
think you
public.
still have to stay at the resort to
Yeah, so
play
it's
it,
going to
which
cost
is
you a
not,
lot of
yeah.
money.
Number 4, play the old course.
Hmm.
Walked it.
Been there
Yeah.
lots.
Yeah.
Walked
Walked it.
across it a
Haven't
lot.
played it. I can't say that I'm one that would, if I were there, I can't say that I'm one that would go camp out at 3 o'clock in the morning to try to pick up one of the single tee times. I don't know that
No.
playing the old course is, well, I shouldn't say that. I want to play the old course. I think
Yeah.
everybody does, but I don't know that it's that I would go through that.
I think being there is the
Yes.
big experience more than anything.
Walking it was fine for me. I mean, playing it
Yeah.
just means I'm playing. I mean, we
Yeah,
walked it. We saw everything.
and that was the fun part. I've walked it with you. I've walked it with my family, my wife and daughter,
Walked across
going
the
on it.
Swilken Bridge.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter's actually etched her name in sand in the one bunker on a Sunday. I'll just let people know. So there's no play going on or whatever. And she did rake afterwards. But spending a week there in 14 with the family, I walked across there every night, and I would go to, walk across the old, walk across the new, and so forth. My favorite to play was the new, actually, which is right next door, and new being 1895. So,
Mhm.
yes, I'm sure it's on a lot of people's bucket list, but you'll know what we're saying if you go there and you're in St. Andrews
Yes.
and you're just around it and you get to see it and you witness. It's like a living museum.
Oh
And
yeah, it's being in the town, really. I mean, it's
yeah,
being just in the town of St. Andrews, because when you're in the town, the little town around the golf, you're kind of there. Like
right,
it's
exactly.
all
Yeah,
right there, and it's so cool.
yeah,
Okay, so play the old course.
yeah.
Number 5, play at least one course in each of the 10 provinces. Now, we said territories would be too hard to do, but I mean that
Yeah,
would be
limited
great
golf
too if
courses.
you could slip that in. But play
Yeah.
one in each of the 10 provinces. Now, I'm gonna suggest that you've probably done this.
I'm pretty close. I think I'm missing Manitoba.
Okay, so for me, nah,
No.
I'm Ontario, Quebec, PEI, Nova Scotia, and that's it.
Have you not done
I
New
didn't do
Brunswick?
New Brunswick. I haven't done Newfoundland or Labrador.
Okay.
So I'm in the East Coast. I've only done PEI and Nova Scotia.
Well, that's still better than most people have
Yeah,
done,
but I
but
haven't done anything. I mean, we've never done anything west. You have, but
oh
we
yeah,
we
lots. I lived
ha-
out
have
west, so
never done anything west of Ontario.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there's
Interesting.
something to think about. Maybe we should do, since you need Manitoba off the list. Maybe we do something in Manitoba. It's not like there's not any good golf courses in Manitoba. I think
Oh
there was a
no.
really, really good golfer back in the day. Somebody said he had $1 million swing and a 10-cent putter or something like that.
Mr.
But
Newton.
there's a golf course that I know he frequented very often in Manitoba that maybe we
Yep.
can put on that list.
There you go.
Okay, play 2 courses in a different
Ooh.
province in the same day.
I had to think about this one. I don't think I've done 2 courses in different provinces, but I think I've done 2 countries. I think I did one time, I believe, back in the 90s, where I played in Kingston and then played the TI club the same day. But yeah, two, and that's kind of odd, especially given where we're headquartered in Ottawa.
Well,
And
easier for me though to do
yeah,
this, and I
now
have done
have
I
you?
have done
Okay,
this. Yeah, yeah, I
okay,
definitely have done this. Being that we're Ontario, Quebec,
right. We're right on the
Ottawa,
border.
Gatineau, like right across the
Yeah.
from each other. I have in fact pulled off the 2
Do you remember
provinces in one.
who? Do you remember where it
Uh,
was?
I do remember the golf course in Quebec, and I'm just trying to think. The golf course in Quebec that I played was Chateau Cartier.
Okay, so
So
literally
Chateau
right on the Ottawa,
Cartier, yeah. So
literally right on the Ottawa River.
yeah. So right there, the golf course in Ontario I played that day. I
Fuzzy.
truly believe that it was Metcalf,
Oh, okay.
because I think I played a round of golf in the morning with some friends, and then
Yeah.
then I was going across to cover something with the magazine
Yeah.
that afternoon, and decided while I was over there, I went out and played with Tony Dunn, who was the head
Gotcha.
pro
Yep.
at the Chateau Cartier at the
That's
time.
pretty
So
cool, though. I mean, I
yeah,
wouldn't. Again, it's not something you sort of think of,
it'd be
on a
hard to do, really. I
on a
mean,
checklist. But for for people that live near a border, obviously,
Mhm.
much easier to do. So
Definitely.
yeah, it'd be interesting to hear how many people respond to this. I'd be interested to see if somebody's actually done like 3 courses in 3 provinces in a day. That would be pretty extreme, but possible down, if you're
It
in
would
like
be.
Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, close to the border there. So
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
all right.
Play at least one course in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
Africa, Australia, Asia, and
Mm.
South America.
Nope, not
Wow.
for me. So I mean,
I
obviously North America is not on this because this is where we're headquartered or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm not even. I got
But
one.
yeah, UK, done Central America, but not South. Yeah, so that's I'm not sure if that's on my list.
So it's
Personally,
not on my list, but I mean,
yeah,
playing some courses in some of those areas, yes, but
yeah, for
not really
sure.
on my list.
Yeah,
Okay, it's an interesting
all right.
one. Play at least
Mhm.
54 holes in
Oh
one
yeah,
day and walk them if possible. Well, that I
yeah.
know I've
Been there,
done
done that one.
numerous times.
Yeah, have not done that in a long, long while
Yeah,
though. That's
and
for
I don't
sure.
think I ever will again,
Yeah, that's
especially the walking part of them.
yeah,
Cart
and
maybe, but
yeah. Yeah, and
not
that's pretty
walking.
hard to do, and it's obviously much easier to do on a shorter course. You probably did that at Bell Park, I'm gonna guess,
Oh,
or yeah,
easily at Bell Park. I've
yeah,
done that at Metcalf across
yeah,
the street from me.
yeah.
I used to
This
do that
the
at Bell Park all the time. Like,
yeah, this would have been routine for me back in the day
yeah,
at Dixon Entrance in northern BC, especially in the summertime when we had sunlight till 11:30,
yeah.
and I'd
You
get
just
done
grind
work.
it out.
Yeah, and it's a short course. Obviously, this is much easier to do on a short course as well. But yeah, that's still fun. But man, you're definitely exhausted and tired afterwards. We
Oh
certainly
yeah.
done enough 36 whole days in
Yes,
our
very,
time together. That's
very,
for sure.
very much so.
Yep.
Play at least five courses for every year that you've lived.
So that would be 270 for me. I think I've got that covered. So easily.
Not a chance.
No.
No, I haven't played 200 different golf courses.
Well, I'll tell you what. I
I've
think
played
if
a
you go,
lot, but I know I
if you,
haven't played two. I've played every golf course. I think if I had to go back and look, one of these days I actually
I'm
will
gonna
make
bet
the
you
list.
I'm gonna bet you're close because if you go back and look at 20 plus years of road trips and start adding up the number of courses
10
that
golf courses on average per road trip back in the day because we were
yeah,
easily pulling 10 rounds of golf and
right, exactly. So I
11
mean,
rounds of golf.
if we're talking
Maybe.
265 for you versus 270 because you're not quite my age yet.
Yeah. I have
Um,
played, I think I have played every golf course within our Flagstick region at least once, except for maybe one or two courses.
yeah, so I mean, right
So
there,
that's
you're
150 golf courses
yeah. So
minimum right
you've
there.
got
Oh,
this
yeah,
mark.
I've done.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I've, yeah,
Once you start thinking about
yeah.
this, I mean, and that's the hard part. I think we go back over some of the trips over the years. I sometimes forget, that we played all those golf courses in
Yeah.
Raleigh or played them in Virginia or played certain ones in South Carolina or whatever. And so when you start to add them up, you sort of forget some of the golf courses because they were
Yeah.
forgettable. But yeah,
Okay.
there we go.
Number 10, top 10, win a scramble tournament. Well, let's
Yeah,
just
that
move
that
past it. I've
one's
done this
yeah,
three or
that
four or
one's
five
yeah,
dozen times, maybe.
yeah. We've done that, and we've done that together. So
Yes, we have.
yeah,
Caddy in a pro tournament.
yep.
No, I have not done that.
Yep, that is a
I
yes
never
for
caddied
me.
for you in any of the tournaments you played as a pro, did I? Oh, wait a
Not
minute.
not or
I
did you?
caddied for you in the qualifier at the Eagle Creek Classic.
Yeah, but
Were you considered a pro then?
well, I guess it's a but it's a qualifier. No, I would have been
Okay.
an amateur at that
So
point.
that's a no. That's a hard no.
But
You have so
yes, Canadian Tour, LPGA Tour, minor tours.
yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
we're good there. So
All right. Visit the headquarters of a major golf manufacturer. Now you've like
I've checked that.
manufacturer
A
or
manufacturer,
like
not a
are we talking?
distributor.
Okay, so are we talking about TaylorMade Golf Canada, Adidas Golf Canada, or are those headquarters, or are those like
We'll go with that. We'll
because
go
I
with
didn't
that.
we're not talking about like the Titleist ball plant in Massachusetts here.
Yeah, I think we would be.
So you're talking about
I mean,
the manufacturing facility
well,
headquarters, not
the actual headquarters,
okay.
not a
So
regional headquarters.
that'd be a hard no for me, I think, because
Yeah, you've done tons of the Canadian
yeah,
ones,
yeah,
but
exactly.
and Yeah, I've managed to do a lot of the US ones
Okay, so we got a few minutes. Let's try to burn through a few more here before we break. Play a golf course at more than 5,000 feet elevation.
I had to look into this one. I think
Where's Tremblant fit?
No, not even. I mean, they're it's like a couple thousand.
It'd have to be like in Denver, Colorado, or something like that,
which is
or
like
Whistler.
it's like 7,000. I would have to go and look up some of these ones, but yeah, even Whistler is not that. The village itself is not that high. Okay. I think the top of Whistler is not even. Yeah,
because you're not exactly playing golf on the top of the mountain. So
no, exactly. You're kind of in the valley below or whatever. So I'm gonna say no for me, with a caveat that I would have to look a few up. But I think we'd know that. So
all right, get a private lesson from one of the top ranked teachers in the world.
I've had lots of little insight and stuff. I wouldn't say I bought a lesson. I've been at lots of I've been at lots of teaching conferences and different things where somebody pulls you aside and you do a few things with them or whatever, but not a formal I've bought a lesson. I've observed stuff, but that's about it.
All right, and last one before we break. Play in a PGA Tour Pro-Am with a player whose name is familiar to even the most casual golfer. Well, that's a no.
I've caddied in the Pro-Am, but not played.
Nope.
So
you don't get that
Sebastian Munoz, Nick Taylor, so forth. So,
okay.
All right.
All right. There's the top 15. Obviously we were going to try to get through more than that, but we will push through hard on the back 9 and get through the rest of the top 100. So stay with us. So when we come back, we're going to continue on talking about this top 100 list. And we're going to get to the top 100. I guarantee it. Stay with us. You're listening to the 100th episode of the Flagstick podcast with Jeff Potter and Scott McLeod.
When you golf on Prince Edward Island, there are over 400 fairways closer than you can imagine. Not to mention countless miles of pristine beaches and a rich world-class culinary experience. So get here fast, then take it slow and play around on Island Time. Golf Prince Edward Island.
All right, well, welcome back to the 100th episode of the Flagstick podcast. It's kind of cool to say that. The 100th episode of the Flagstick podcast. We're going to get right into this on the back 9, presented by Falcon Ridge Golf Club with 27 holes of fun and challenging golf at great rates. Falcon Ridge is a golfing experience that you cannot avoid, and the experience has gotten even better with the first TrackMan Range facility in Eastern Ontario being built there. TrackMan Range is all about exciting, easy-to-use features that provide the ultimate range experience for every golfer at every level. That's practice, games, and virtual golf. To book tee times or to book one of the 10 TrackMan Range bays, visit falconridgegolf.ca. All right, back 9, number 16. It's a good list. Witness a double eagle, even if you have to see it on TV.
Well, first off, I'll call it an albatross, not a double eagle. But yes, have witnessed my own ball go in the hole with a 2 on a par 5. So before I had all in one. So does that count?
I think so.
You witness your own?
Yeah, it's still a witness. Okay. I've never made one, and I've never seen one. I hold
you've
out.
Seen one on TV. I'm sure you've seen one on TV.
No, not a double, not an albatross.
A tour event?
No, I don't recall. I mean, if I did, it's so long ago that I don't.
I'm betting you did. They just had a highlight or something like that. So
maybe.
All right.
Holdouts on par 4s. Yeah, I had one of those at Castleview a bunch of years ago at a 4-iron.
We'll get to that. Get to that.
Okay. All right. 17. Get up and down making your first swing at the ball submerged in water.
Yeah, I've never got up and down from water. I don't think so. I mean, I've gotten out of water, but
saw somebody get up and down out of water before.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah. No.
18. Go to the Masters. Well, I know you've done that.
Yep.
I know I did not. I had the opportunity to do this. Stay home with my newborn in his first.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Some excuse there.
No, it's a pretty bad one. Even to this day, I tell him the story about that, and he's like, "You're an idiot."
No.
You know damn well. Look at
it would go the other way. It would go the other way.
Yeah, I know. You know damn well that when you're thinking of the kid and the milestone and all that stuff, you know damn well that when the kid's old enough to share the story with them, they're going to, knowing what you do for a living.
Yes.
They're going to turn to you and say, "What is wrong with you? Why would you do such a stupid thing?" At the time, I thought it was the right thing to do for him and for the milestone. But later on, he's like, "You're an idiot. Why would you do that?"
Yeah, but the problem is they could just hold it over your head for the rest of your life if they go the other way, right?
Exactly.
And obviously there's your wife to consider, not just your child. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
She doesn't watch the podcast. She won't see that. I don't think. I
might have to send her the clip.
Oh no, don't do that. See now you're hanging that over my head. Okay, so
all right,
we're through the top 18, getting into the next batch here. These ones are because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's the right thing to do. Number 19, introduce someone to the game. Well, 100,000. I do that every day.
Yeah, lots. Yeah.
Number 20, call a penalty on yourself. I gotta say, no, I've never done that.
Really?
I've never. Okay, so
I know what mine is.
No, not when you're talking about calling a penalty on yourself, though. You're talking about kind of like the bagger of ants kind of deal, where the ball rolls, you see it roll, it moves.
Well, it can be any. Yeah.
Nobody else would have seen the infraction. Well, I mean, I think everybody calls a penalty on themselves when they hit it in the water. You take a penalty stroke. You're taking
no. Yeah,
you're talking about infraction, like, oh damn, I just noticed I have 15 clubs in my bag, you just continue to play the rest of the golf round because nobody's going to know.
Yeah,
nobody's going to know.
Yeah.
No, I know 100%. I've never called a penalty on myself like that.
Yeah, I know I have just a situation back in the day where, like touching the sand accidentally in a bunker or grounding a club or whatever the case. So, I mean, I couldn't give you a specific incident, but I'm certainly sure that's happened. And I know there's something else related to this that's a little later on. So,
okay. Number 21, caddy for a family member or friend in an important tournament. So yes. I mean, I've done that just recently. Caddied for my son.
Oh yeah, you caddied for your son. So, I caddied for my mom in a club championship back when I was probably like 16. So I'm still not sure that was a good idea. It was a good memory, but I'm not sure it was a good idea for her.
Doesn't sound like it was a good memory. Okay, so number 22, visit the World Golf Hall of Fame. Yes, I've done this. I think 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, which is now going to be moved back to Pinehurst. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new one.
Yeah, which brings up number 23, visit Pinehurst. Now you got a new reason to visit Pinehurst if you haven't already visited it already. So yes, visited Pinehurst a few times. And would gladly visit again.
Yes, anytime. The home of American golf, as they call it.
Exactly.
So,
number 24, visit the graves of old and young Tom Morris. So the answer to that question for me is yes.
Yes, yeah. St. Andrews, for people that don't know.
Yeah. So one of the things you can do when you don't play the golf course.
Yes, you can go to the cathedral and go to the cathedral grounds, and the graveyard is there, and also a number of other open champions are in the same graveyard. So.
Exactly. Number 25, give something back to the game. Volunteer as a marshal of the tournament, work for charity. Okay, yeah, well.
That one's real easy. Well, I mean, explain it, because this is not just for us. This is for This is for everyone else.
So gives up volunteer as a marshal at a tournament, work for a golf charity, donate your own clubs. I mean, so this is not just if there's a charity golf tournament near you, volunteering to do registration or to,
hit par 3 shots with hickory clubs and make baller ones.
Exactly. So anything like that, not just sponsoring, but actually being involved physically in the in a tournament or something like that. Yeah. Number 26, get yourself custom fitted. Yes. Have done this a number of times. I did this with back in the day with Eric Cook from Swing Sync.
Yep.
And I did it again with Don Irving at Artisan Golf. Mm-hmm. And I've done it with
multiple manufacturers, multiple people.
Numerous times.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 27, read the rules of golf from cover. Read the rules of golf from cover to cover. And then there's a little note here saying this may be the most challenging assignment of all. Well, I can tell you one thing. If this is the last thing on the top one on the 100 that I have to do before I kick the bucket, it's probably still not going to happen.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I've tried back
I
in the
can't
day,
do
maybe
it.
when I was a kid, but no, I don't think I've done cover to cover. You might have the intention, but it's a
Yeah.
hard one to do.
That
So
that brings up, just before we move on to 28, that brings
sure,
up something that I want to do for another show.
what's that?
Because I've been seeing a lot of this on social media lately. I want to touch on it and see, what we come up with. The stupid rules / rules that need to change,
Or we think need to change. That's a
or
different.
need
That's
to
a different.
change.
Well, it's an
Yeah,
opinion versus a
right.
finite thing. Yeah,
Or it's a fact.
that's not a fact.
It's a fact. No. Topic for another show. See
Yeah,
how
for
hard.
sure.
See how hard coming up with ideas for a podcast show are. That's tough stuff. Now we got to research that.
Yeah,
I got to read the
and
rules of golf to see which ones don't belong in there.
good luck. So there you go. You can knock
Scratch
off that
off
off your
number
list.
20. Scratch off number 27.
Number 27. All right.
Number 28. Go to the Open Championship, preferably in Scotland, ideally at St. Andrews. Well, you could scratch a number of things off your list with this one, but
Definitely.
yeah, I don't know if this is one that I'm really would be all that. I'm not really big on.
Live tournament watching.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like, there's certain golf courses that I might want to go see live anyway, and seeing a PGA Tour event or a big major championship there would be of interest. But
Sure.
I'm much more of a TV golf guy. Like, I find the coverage is, I can see more of the golf course. I can see more of the players at given time. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's easier
It's like
to
President's
follow.
Cup this week. If you're 35,000 people trying to follow five groups, that's a tough go. So I would like to go to the Open Championship just for the sake of the experience more than anything. Not so much just watch players and stuff like that, but just to feel the vibe and see what it's like that way. But this is not one I have done yet.
Number 29, go back and play the course where you played your very first round. Well, I've done that.
Yeah,
in fact, I played the golf course that I played my very first round at. I also played it after the golf course shut down.
Yeah.
So that was Brockville Highland. That was my very first round of golf. And that was I not my very last round of golf, but I also, before it closed or after it closed, had an opportunity to play it one more time. So
yeah, mine was Bruno Golf Club in Saskatchewan, and I have not been back to play that, although it does still exist, and it's a $5 green fee. So, and they have AstroTurf greens
instead of sand.
Correct. They started with sand. I played on sand. So yeah.
I knew that was the one that was sand greens.
Yeah.
Play 18 holes without consulting any yardage markers, books, or devices. But
yardage markers is the tough one.
Yeah, because the yardage markers are there. It's almost impossible not to know. Like, I can tell you for certainty that I've played rounds of golf where I have not paced off yardages or looked for sprinkler heads, or I don't use a rangefinder. I don't use a yardage book. I don't have a little GPS phone or watch thing. I play golf entirely by the yardage markers, like the 100, the 150, the 200, the 250. So I can't say that I've never looked at them, because I think you kind of have to. But
yeah, I mean, there are courses without them. Something that's maybe a little bit more rustic. But even if I go back and think of the simplest golf courses, almost everyone has got 100 or 150 or whatever.
And you just inadvertently look for them. So it's not like you're just rushing around. It's like, I could be playing speed. I've played a number of 1.5 hour round, 9-hole rounds of golf at Metcalf this year with Brandon, where we're speed golfing it. But even at that, you get to your ball and you automatically turn your head and look for the 150. You know what's in the middle of the fairway, and So I
think you'd have to cover those up or take them out for that to happen. So I think you're right. Inadvertently, you're always going to look.
You got no choice. Okay.
Yeah.
Play 18 holes with hickory clubs. Yes, a bunch of times actually.
I played a tournament
set of
with
hickory golf clubs on the other side of my desk there.
Yep, I've played a Pro-Am with hickory clubs.
So done and done. Go to a golf school or get a series of lessons. I have done this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you're not going to say no, because I remember a particular one that we went to.
Yes, down in was that at
Charlotte? In
Charlotte, yeah. And it was the pro that was there doing the lesson with us was from
Mark
I believe it was from our area at one point, was he not?
From Quebec. Yeah, he's from Quebec. Yeah.
So yes, been there, done that. I'm not a lessons guy. So
Yeah,
not
I've
that I
given
don't
a
like
series
golf
of lessons,
pros.
not get a series of lessons. I
Hey,
hope you like
some golf pros are my very closest friends.
and maybe they're on the screen with you
They
right
might
now.
be. They might be. But I just don't take lessons. My golf swing's perfect. Nobody believes that. Have your swing videoed.
Yeah. I
Yes, it
think
is
this is a
kind of.
I think this is a little legacy from older times. I mean, I think when
Yeah.
this was something that was new, but yeah,
Everybody's had this. People swing
I
their
would think so.
swings like in the middle of their rounds to see what they
Yeah,
look
I
like.
think it's pretty common now with phones being out there.
Oh,
It's
it's
not really.
interesting though. We're gonna have to do another segment. It's interesting though
Oh, okay.
because um, my son Brandon used to want his swing videoed all the time, like because he's always grinding his swing, trying to make
That's
sure look this, look that. This year, it's very
yeah.
interesting. He does not want to look at his golf swing. He has
That's
been
good.
swinging the club really, really well. He's
Yep.
been hitting the ball well. He doesn't want to look at it because he does not want to see what's
Right.
wrong
Yeah.
for fear that he's going to try to fix it and screw up what's right now.
Yep.
So it's
I like
interesting. It
that.
can work both ways. Like some people, they're swinging not well and they
Yeah.
want to see what's wrong to fix it. Some people are swinging well and don't want to know what's wrong because it might mentally
Yeah.
screw them up.
I think definitely people overdo it too much. I don't mind a little reference hour every now and then, but it has to be very much a reference. They have to know
Yeah.
exactly what they're looking for in that particular swing, and then, have a look at it, see if you're doing it, and then kind of move on. But
Okay.
yeah, doing it all the time, not so good.
All right. Play 18 holes in 2.5 hours or less walking.
No problem. Easy. We've done that.
Have we? 2.5 hours? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess we
Of course we have.
Yeah,
Of course we have.
If you're a dog owner, find a course that allows you to take a Fido along and then play it, just the two of you. Well, I can tell you, I'm not a dog owner. I will never be a dog owner, so this will never happen.
All right, there you go. But
I
everybody
love
else
dogs,
can do
though.
it. Yeah, but this is a list for everyone else to do as well.
Exactly. So. Play 18 holes alone. Oh, well, yeah, I've done.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, gajillion times.
Yeah. Don't do it as much nowadays. I kind of like the social aspect of it or whatever, but certainly play 3 or 4 holes alone, maybe 9 holes alone, but 18 not so much.
37. Learn and understand equitable stroke control.
I guess
I kind of understand it to a point, but I don't really have, which kind of leads into 38. Learn and understand the slope system. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever understand the slope system, but
it's one of those things you just sort of leave to everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's kind of like when people start talking about bets and stuff on the golf course. It's like, all right, just tell me how much I owe.
Exactly. Just tally it up. I'm probably getting taken here, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 39, determine the exact distance you hit the golf ball in the air with each of your clubs.
So basically a gapping session.
I'd kind of like to know. So
I've
never done it, but I'd kind of like to know what my distance is, my carry yardage.
Well, you might know somebody with a TrackMan who could help you out with that.
Yeah, I do know. I know. God, don't I know a lot of people?
With TrackMan. Exactly. So go to our sponsor.
Just go to Falcon Ridge Golf and book a range session
on the TrackMan range.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Spend a few hours practicing nothing but bunker shots. Yeah, I probably should do this. I've never done it. I don't know that it's an aspiration of mine, but I am you know what's funny, this guy, and you know this, I used to be good out of the bunkers. I used to be really good out of bunkers. And I am terrible.
I sense a butt coming.
I'm awful. Like Brandon and I would play golf and I would hit it into a bunker and he would look over and he would literally see the anguish.
Oh no!
And the shoulder slump. Like he would just look at me. He'd go, and I'd say, "Is that in the bunker?"
Smell Kiowa all over again.
Yeah. He'd say, "Are you in the?" I say, "Am I in the bunker?" He's like, "Yeah." And it's just like this. Oh God, it'd be in the bunker because I literally am chipping out of bunkers now because I'm deadly. I'm deadly terrified of sculling shots out of bunkers.
Okay, well, we can work on that. I can't say I've practiced for a few hours.
Yeah,
for nothing but bunker shots. I think I would get bored. I'd go in there and do a few minutes or whatever the case. But get used to the sand. But I can't say hours. No. There's no way.
Start a collection of some kind Start a
A
golf
golf
collection of
collection.
some kind. So I did have at one point, I haven't played around as much, but I collect bag tags from the courses that we play.
Yep.
I also I think I started collecting golf balls
Golf
because
balls.
bag tags became harder to get and more expensive.
Yeah.
So I started collecting golf balls. So I do have I still have bags and bags of road trip stuff that's not even on display. Like just
Same.
bags of this stuff.
Yeah, I've definitely collected scorecards,
Yardage books, towels,
magazines, yardage books,
flags. I have
clubs,
lots of flags.
clubs. Yeah. So no problem. We can tick this one off.
Yeah, easy. Learn how to regrip a club. Been there, done
Yeah.
that. I still do it now.
A billion times.
Fall in love with a
How
funky.
old were you though when you first regripped a club? Do you remember? Was it at the store?
Oh, it was at the store. Yeah. Well, you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
taught me how to regrip clubs, and I think I regripped them all the
So
time
about
after that.
30 years ago. So yeah.
Yes.
So I can remember doing it with gasoline in the back of the clubhouse.
I still use the camping fuel.
Yeah, a lot of people still
Like
do
some
that.
some have
Probably
you
not
can buy
great.
the stuff from Golf Works. I think that's actually the grip solvent.
Yes.
Which does not smell nearly as bad.
No.
And you don't need
not flammable.
you don't need the fast orange to clean your hands up as much. But I still have fast orange. I still have the Coleman's camping fuel and the grip gun. I don't use the air. I use the grip gun and the solvent. I believe in that. Yeah.
Yeah, what you used to. So
fall in love with a funky putter.
I think we both done this one.
Yeah, you still have a funky putter, don't you?
You know what?
Use that spaceship Scotty Cameron thing. That's
I do. That 6M, I guess you would call that funky. Some people would call that funky, but I actually took out the STX the other day, just on the putting green, just for fun, just because it has that onset or whatever. But yeah, I mean, and you've had a couple different.
I still have a couple. I have a roll. Like I have a tube putter with two-way tube putter.
Did you fall in love with that one though? I don't think
I
you
never
fell in love with that one.
No. Yeah, no, I didn't fall in love with that one. I had my Big Ben putter for a while. It was a little funky, but
yeah.
Okay. 44. Read at least one book by Bobby Jones.
Down
I know you probably have. I don't think I have.
Yeah, that one's an easy one for me. So
read at least one book by Bernard Darwin.
Yeah, Golf Between Two Wars. Darwin on the British Isles, Darwin on Golf. I've definitely read a few. I think he had about 13 books or so. Yeah. Somebody can correct me there, but this is obviously a different era. Not everybody. This is almost 100 years ago now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, on to another grouping here because it's a hoot. So number 46, because it's a hoot. Play 18 holes while carrying no more than 4 clubs. Now I've done this. I've done this with two clubs.
2 clubs too myself. I think one of my favorite rounds ever was playing Craigie Law in Scotland with a 54-degree wedge. Actually, just a 54-degree wedge. I didn't even bring a putter. I just hit that and I bladed it for putting. I was just out in the evening or whatever. So I've done it with 1 club, let alone 4.
There you go. Play 18 holes while listening to music. I've never done this.
Really?
This would have to be one. Well, I guess I have because I played in some events down at the PGA Merchandise Show where we've had music on the cart. So I guess this is sort of what we're talking. We're not talking about earbuds in your
no. I don't. No.
So I've definitely done this. It's a pet peeve of mine that I don't like it. Unless it's in a casual, special, fun kind of thing where nobody gives a crap what they're shooting and everybody's having a good time. I do not like this when you are playing in a foursome, just in round of golf. Where it's not a tournament or a charity event or anything like that. It's just you've booked a tee time, you go out there with your 4 buddies and you're blasting music in your cart and you're driving up on people with your music going. That is when I believe that music on the cart has no place on the golf course. So
most
it's
places
abused. To me, it's abused too much by some people, and there is a time and a place for it. And even if you have it on your cart in your group, it's for your group. It's not for the rest of the golf course.
And that's what you see most golf courses try to enforce that rule or try to tell people turn it down when you should only hear it within your group or whatever.
Exactly. Play 18 holes of summer solstice golf teeing off at midnight. And of course, the best options for this are Alaska, Scotland, Scandinavia. Not something that I think you could pull off very easily around here unless you used
Northwest Territories or Yukon for sure.
Yeah, you can use the glow balls, I suppose, and try to squeeze in golf teeing off at midnight.
You'll get there here in this list.
Failing number 50, failing that, play a few holes with day glow balls. Okay, well.
Oh, no, 40, you missed 49.
Oh,
there.
49. Failing that, play a golf course that's floodlit for night play. Best options: Dubai, China,
We've done
Thailand,
that in
Florida,
Florida.
and Canada.
Yes, exactly. Thunderbird.
Which I've done that.
Yeah,
and we have done the
both.
the floodlit.
We've done Thunderbird. We've done Florida as well. So,
failing that, play a few holes with day glow golf balls. Done that. Played a cool little event down in Florida one year that way.
Yep.
And that was fun.
Yep.
It was weird, but it was fun. Be the first to tee off on early spring morning. Yeah, done that.
Sure.
Too many times. Too many times.
Love it.
Be the last to finish on a late fall evening. I've done that. I've done that.
Sure.
I've done that probably every 9-hole round of golf I've played this year across the street.
Yeah, for sure.
Freaking dark, pitch black. I can't see anything.
Well, now we're officially fall, so you can do it on a late fall.
It'll be done.
So I'll probably do that tonight.
Take a golf trip of a week or more with your best buddies. Well, I've done that.
Done that
numerous times.
Yeah, which is great. If people haven't done it, they should at some point. So.
Longer than a week, you do tend to get tired of one another, though. I'll tell you that.
What?
Did
you just say that?
Shut up. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Longer than a week, it does. You kind of start being a little homesick of other people.
Yeah, there you go. A little friction might develop.
Yeah. So play 18 holes after consuming at least 3. 55. Play frisbee golf. Yes, I've played frisbee golf.
Well, did you skip over the 3 beverages?
Yeah, quickly. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
All right.
Is there something on here about having a putting contest after consuming at least 3 of the beverages?
No, there's not.
You should put that on there.
Night putting. Yes.
Yeah, at night or early morning putting, depending on how you look at it.
True. Good point.
Play 18 holes of a video golf game. Now, when we talk video golf game, we're talking about video golf game, not TrackMan.
No. We're talking like video game back in the day.
Like back in the day, PGA Tour. Interestingly enough, my son, Nolan, who's a computer guy, broke out my wife's PS1 from the box in the garage. That's been in the box in the garage since we moved to Ottawa. PS1. Fired that bad boy up.
Yeah.
It worked.
Nice. How are the graphics?
Found a program, PGA Tour Golf. Remember the old one with the space bar?
Oh, totally.
Opened it up and started playing it.
Wow.
And in fact, then the computer guy in him kicked in, and he figured out a way to wire the actual PS2, the PS2 to the screen on the PS1 computer, the IBM PS1 computer, so that he could play Minecraft in the lower resolution, like anyway,
8-bit city. That's
interesting.
That's
funny. So I just recently played video golf on a PS1.
Yeah. There's simulators for a lot of those things.
Yeah, I kind of one on my computer, the emulators, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. No, it's not the same. I used to play a lot back in the day.
Exactly. Play Top Golf.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun.
Yep.
In fact, done Top Tracer out at
KevinHames.com's.
Play when there's snow coming down and the fairways are definitely. We live in friggin' Ottawa. Of course, we've done that.
Yeah, exactly. I can remember when at Oak Hills with you and I.
Yes. Oh, that was brutal. That was the 4 seasons of golf that round.
Yeah,
we were with Brandon and his friend. I don't even remember the kid's name, but
no idea.
Or was it Brandon? No, Sean. Brandon. Sean.
Maybe Sean is your brother.
Brandon wasn't born yet.
No.
All right. On to 59. As a way of validating your skills, shoot your age.
Not yet.
I have to get an awful lot older to even have a shot at that.
Maybe for 9 holes.
Yeah. Failing that, shoot your age net.
That's not happening.
That would be somehow. I can't seem to get my friggin' index below above 2.5. Doesn't matter how much golf I play. It seems to be stuck. I think there's a glitch with the Golf Canada handicapping system. Shoot your career best score in a tournament. No,
that's hard to do. So
no. Shoot your career best score. Sorry, drive a par 4 and make the putt. Forward tees count. Well, no, I've I have done that.
Yep.
Ninth hole at Metcalf is very drivable, and over the years, numerous eagle putts.
I was trying to think what's the first time I did that. I think I did it like third hole at Dixon Entrance when it was for like 14 or 15, and the hole was like 270 or something. And one of the workers was there, and I was freaking out, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've done this, and there's nobody around." And then he's like, "Oh, nice too," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
First time I ever did it was number 6 at Bell Park.
Oh yeah, I could see. Yeah. That was that.
You got to drive it over the little
yes
hill in front of the green there, because it does protect balls from rolling up, but you can easily do that.
Not anymore.
Nope, gone. Ben, I went down and looked. There's nothing to see.
No.
If your handicap is over 10, reduce it by 5 strokes in one season. If it's under 10, cut it in half in one season.
This is going to be for everyone else, I think. It's been a while since I would have been over 10.
It's under 10.
That's probably like
mine's
14.
under 10. I'd have to, well, for me, it's at 2.5 right now, so I'd have to get it down to basically 1. And I'm trying to get it up, not down. Doing everything I can. I'm playing as bad as I possibly can. It won't go up.
I'm not even gonna touch that.
Number 64, make a hole in one. Yes, I've done this twice.
Numerous times.
Twice.
I had more than I've seen 2 of yours at least. So
3.
No, you've done it more than
I think 3.
I thought you had 4. Mississippi, Garrison, you did. Oh, it's fine. The course was closed for the season. There was a stick in the hole. It still counts. Mississippi,
Bell Park, number
Garrison.
5. I don't think you were there.
I did that.
Oh, you did that. Yeah. So
you lipped out. Following
no,
me.
I had Mississippi and Garrison are the only hole in ones I remember.
No. You had the one at Metcalf during the
come on! I hit like 100 balls that day. That one doesn't count.
Sort of counts or whatever. So
all right,
yeah.
Okay, so where are we at here?
65.
Okay, we're 65. So how much time we got?
I don't know.
Well, we got as much time as we want, but we've got maybe about 10 minutes. Okay. They call one. 65, win a tournament. Yes.
Fortunate to do that. Yep.
Win a tournament. 60, make at least 3 birdies or 9 pars in a row. Net if you must. Yeah, I've done that numerous times. Pars, not birdies. Well, 3 birdies in a row I've done a bunch of times.
Birdie's done. And actually I had a round last week where it started with 12 pars.
Get your home course ringer score, the total of your career best on each of the 18 holes under 50. I've never, you know what? I've never.
We used to tally this at. I've
never done it. I don't even know if I've done this. I'd have to figure it out.
We used to have a ringer board in BC, and you do the ring who had the best ringer score each year, and they would have the competition, but you don't see it as much now. I went back and had a look at this. I'm at 49 for Garrison, so
I'd have to look, because I mean it would be the only ones I'd be able to tell. Like Bell Park would be one I'd be able to do it at, or Metcalf, because they're the only home courses that I've ever really had.
Right, exactly. So
I could go back and check Metcalf, but I don't think that it'd be under 50, man.
I think in most cases you'll have to have a couple 2s on par 4s, and you might need an albatross. And if you haven't made an albatross, so there you go.
Come back from at least 5 holes down to win a match. I haven't played enough match play to know if I've ever done it. The only matches that I've ever really match plays that I've ever had matches where I play matches against you, and usually I lose, so I'm not coming from 5 down. And then the Botter Open, which my brother and I played for a number of years, I only lost once. So
that's a hard thing to do. That's
for sure. I don't think
I know I haven't done it. So
play at least 72 holes without losing a ball. Yes, I've done this. I played a whole week with the same ball.
Yeah, I'm sure I probably did it. I just don't. I mean, the only one that's significant that I remember in thinking about that was when we played in Alabama at the Crossings, and I played both those golf courses with the single ball. It just survived the whole time, even though it tried to get lost.
Now let's just say that's probably only something that you could do more recently in your golf career than earlier, because back in the day we were playing Titleist Balladas, and those balls barely last 3 holes before you couldn't play with them anymore. Yeah. So
they'd be square by the end of a round.
Hit a drive 300 yards. Well, for you just skip it. I have done this a number of times, hit it over 300. Not well, and actually recently, I have to say, at 53 years old, and as crippled as my body is a lot of times, I have hit the ball over 300 numerous times this year. Sink a putt of 100 feet or more. I don't think I've ever sunk a 100-foot putt. No. I don't think I've played on a green that was 100 feet deep.
I have, but I don't remember making something that long. For sure.
Birdie the last hole to win a tournament. No, I've only won one tournament, and I did not birdie in the last hole to do it. So
yeah, I don't know.
Unless you count the scrambles that I've won over the years where I birdied the last hole and still won the tournament. And again, but they're usually shotguns. So
yeah. So some of these are hard to think of because again, they're not something that you're always thinking of as a milestone or whatever. So it doesn't always stand out. And once you play golf for decades, it's hard to kind of remember some of these things. So
okay. So here's the deal. We got about 5 minutes left. We're going to get through this list. We might have to take another break and
no worries.
Segment. Why don't we do that? Because I don't want to finish with like 10. Let's take a break and we'll come back and we'll finish the list up before we close off the 100th episode. Hey, it's the 100th episode. If it takes all day, well, it's going to take all day. All right. We are on at this time right now. We are on number
73.
We're going to start a new section and but we're going to take a break. So stay with us. You're listening to the 100th episode of the Flagstick podcast with Jeff Botter and Scott McLeod.
When you golf on Prince Edward Island, there are over 400 fairways closer than you can imagine. Not to mention countless miles of pristine beaches and a rich world-class culinary experience. So get here fast, then take it slow and play around on Island Time. Golf Prince Edward Island.
All right. Welcome back to the 100th episode of the Flagstick podcast as we continue to work our way down this 100 things to do in your golf career bucket list kind of deal. I do apologize sort of for this kind of making this podcast a little bit longer and getting to because of this list, but there's so much that we want to talk about in between things. We don't just want to read off some shopping list of things and say, hey, there you go, and we get done in 20 minutes. So that would kind of defeat the purpose of why we're doing the podcast in the first place. And that is to have these conversations. It's fun.
You got it.
All right. So let's get at this. 73, because it's character building.
All right.
Rightfully or wrongfully, it's character building. Okay, 73. Choke on the last hole to lose a tournament. I know I've never done this.
Does a playoff count? I have.
Well, of course it does. You choked on the last hole, whether it was the last hole of the main round or the last hole, meaning the playoffs, the last hole you played, right?
I can remember a Camden Brays Spring Open. Do you remember when they used to have that?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a 4-footer to win it on the 18th. Missed another 4-footer on the first playoff hole. Missed about a 5-footer on the second playoff hole and lost it. So I had 3 chances. Shout out Scott Harrington for the big win.
I do remember that.
Yes, exactly.
I do remember that. Yes. Way to go, Rory.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 5-putt. While actually trying on each putt. Well, I don't think I've ever 5-putted. That's a stretch for me. I know I've 4-putted.
Yeah, same.
Once that I can recall in a casual round, and I can't even remember if I was trying on each putt. I got to think that I probably was, but
yeah, I know I've 4-putted in a tournament that I won. That was that.
Apparently it wasn't the Camden Bray Spring Open.
No.
Shout out to Scott Harrington, who probably didn't 4-putt either.
No,
and definitely didn't choke.
No. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Next one's for you. Next one's for you.
Can we skip 75 and move on to 76?
We cannot. 75
76
No.
75 survive a bout with the shanks. Boy. Well, I survived it. We lost money, probably, I think, because of it. I do have a tendency, although I have not done this in a long time, and watch, I'll do it the very next round I play, to get into a series of chipping shanks, where we were playing a match, you and I,
Yes.
a fun, although a
Alternate
financial
shot.
match, with against, I think we're playing, was it Dave Ross and Tony, or was it Barry Nasrallah and Tony Saab?
Oh,
Yes, it was
yeah,
Barry
yeah,
Nasrallah and
yeah.
Tony Saab at Rivermead,
Yeah.
and it was on the first hole,
Not a
par
good scene.
five, and
Not a good scene.
I did a series of chip shots
Laterals.
around the green. Yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah,
at all.
I'm not saying I haven't shanked. I mean, literally, I shanked one a couple weeks ago.
Oh my god!
But
done it, been there, done that. But this was
not about.
This was tin cup-esque on the driving range kind of deal, where it's just repetitive and nonstop.
But it's comical when it happens, isn't it? Well, it just shocks you so much when it does happen.
Well, after going all the way around the green,
it was
comical.
I think you went around the green at Upper Canada one time.
I did too. Well. Yeah. And I'm good at it. Okay, now special 76. Skill. Suffer through an extended case of the yips. No, this has never happened to me. I've had rounds where I haven't putt well and I've missed some. I mean, you obviously had Camden Bray.
Yeah, but that wasn't yips. I wouldn't say that. So I would say I was a little. Yeah, I'd say I was a little yippy with the driver for a little bit. Not now, but yeah. So I would say there was a case of I was getting a little scared of it, probably when I was doing my PGA playability. So not a good time.
Are these next two like related to one another or what?
Maybe. Yes.
77. Play 18 holes in a hard, steady rain.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Hard,
I lived in BC for 7 years.
I don't think you can. I believe that you don't think you can truly call yourself a golfer until you have actually voluntarily played around a golf in hard, steady rain. Every single one of those kids that played the Play Junior Golf Tour event at Cataraqui about a month ago, you can check this off your list.
Yeah,
number 77. You can check this off the list. In fact, the 78 you can't check off the list, but you can add the 40-mile-an-hour wind in there too if you like. Those kids were troopers.
They were,
because that was insane.
Yeah.
Okay, 78. Play a Scottish or Irish links golf course in a wind of 40 miles an hour. Yes.
Fairmont St. Andrews. We played that. That was. I mean, I still have video of that. The wind sounds like
I still have nightmares about that.
It sounds like a train. It is. I mean, I hit driver on 175 yards.
You have video of that?
I think I do.
If you have video of that we can get MP4'd.
Ooh, I'll see.
We need to get that video. You know what? If you get video that we need to get that video played on the podcast.
Ooh, I don't know,
because that will come across audio and video.
Yeah.
I have I have software I can convert anything. So if we can get it into a computer.
Yeah,
I can make it work.
We'll see. I'll have to find it
because that would be awesome. Because that was like,
we might have to have it on a future one. We might have to. It might take some time to find that. So, but yes, it sounded literally like it was. As I was saying, it was 175-yard par 3, and I hit a driver as hard as I could and could not get there.
Yeah, that was
not get there.
That was really, really
golf bags were rolling on the ground. Yeah. They were on the ground and
rolling. At one point during that round, I think we've told this story. We at one point in that round, we're laying down with our golf clubs in a bunker. Just trying to sort of survive through a little burst that came through. With the rain was going basically parallel to the ground.
Yeah,
and when it hit in the side of the face, it was like stabbing you.
And the stupid part, of course, was after we got done 9, we said to the kid, "Oh, we're heading back out," and he's like, "What?" And we only lasted a couple more holes. So,
anyway, all right. Lose a tournament on a match of cards.
Yeah, so you're just matching cards against somebody else in your group or whatever. This is not something I really done. I don't match cards. I can't say I've really done that. So,
number 80.
I use it on a tiebreaker. I guess a retrogression. I guess more is really what it is. So I've lost a qualifier. Retrogression, so a couple times.
Number 80, play a foursome, alternate shot, match, ideally with your
Nay.
ideally
Nay.
with your significant other.
Nay.
Played an alternate shot with Brandon, my son Brandon, in the at Metcalf a couple months ago, in a tournament, and we won. Played a alternate shot with you at the Greyhawk member guest and won. So clearly, alternate shot is a good format for me. I don't know how, but it is, because I'm terrible at it, petrified of it. Yet the one time I did it with you, we had the lowest score in that 9-hole stretch of the tournament. At 1 under in pure alternate shot, like pure alternate shot. And Brandon and I won the tournament at Metcalf in that section of alternate shot.
So you should just play alternate shot.
I think so. I don't see why I would do anything else.
Just not with your
Clearly,
wife.
I'm a good partner to play alternate shot with. Win a sudden death playoff? No.
Haven't won a playoff. So.
No. Lost putt off? You did.
Oh yeah, but that I guess that sort of counts.
Scramble tournament that at
sort of counts, maybe. Yeah. Anyways,
play a U.S. Open course from the championship tees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yes.
Pinehurst. We went to all the way back.
I think you've played more than. Well, played a PGA championship course from the back tees. Wasn't that by Kiowa? Was that not a PGA
the
championship?
Ocean course? Yeah, of course. And So, but yes, and U.S. Open, and Pinehurst number 2. So
Pinehurst number 2, yeah. And technically, I guess we played a U.S. Open, second U.S. Open course when we played Pinehurst number 7. This is the women's U.S. Open. Didn't they play the women's U.S. Open at Pinehurst number 7?
I'm not sure they did.
So that's technically a U.S. Open.
Scratch it off. 82.
83. Lose because of a rules infraction? No. I lose because I'm not good.
Like most people.
Give up the game for at least a few months and not in winter? No.
No.
I mean, I've given it up in stretches, a couple weeks here, maybe even 3 weeks at one point because of, things, but
that's not really giving it up.
No. All right.
No dice for me there.
Switching into another new category, because
this is the final one.
Because despite the embarrassment, it's part of golf's colorful tapestry.
All right.
Last 85.
Last 15 here. Yep.
Finished last in a tournament.
I don't know if I've ever finished last in a tournament.
No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've played enough tournaments to finish last in any of them.
I was trying to think back to like early junior days or something, but I mean, it's not something that I remember, but it always seemed like there was always,
because even the worst I played in a tournament that I can remember was when I think I opened the Ottawa Citizen Amateur at Lock March one year, and I came back and played really well the next round. So I know I didn't shoot that. 86, hit at least 2 consecutive shots into a water hazard. Oh gosh, yes. Number 12, the Marshes is probably the most recent one that I did, and
I think,
or not number 12, number 2.
I think the original list might have had 3 consecutive shots into a water hazard, but I wanted to make it a little bit more relatable. But two for sure.
Hit at least 2 consecutive shots out of bounds. Yes,
I did that on the first tee of the PGA of Ottawa Spring Open in Eagle Creek the one year. Made a 9 in the first hole.
There you go.
2 right onto the driving range. I'm not afraid to admit it. I owned it.
Shouldn't be out of bounds over there. Should be able to play it.
You can play it on the driving range. Why not?
I think so. Number 88, break a club in anger. I broke a club, not in anger, at Wooden Sticks.
That was
in a swing. Honestly, I don't think I've ever broken a club in anger. This is weird because I'm trying desperately to deep search my brain, but I don't think I've ever broken a club in anger.
I think I have. Of course, I could prepare them, but I think I tried to play one off when I was like a junior. I remember I bought a Spalding putter at the Kennex store. It was just like the base store when I was living in BC, and it was like aluminum head, so it was pretty fragile as it was. And I tried to play it off that I tossed it over towards my golf bag, but I think I might have tossed it firmly and snapped it at the hosel. So
Yeah,
but I mean, I've slammed a few for sure.
Oh, I have too, but I don't think any of them have broken.
No.
Okay. Sneak on and play a course, all 18 holes, without being caught. Of course, the more illustrious or well-known the course is, the better. I don't think I have. And the only thing I would say is that when the time that we played Garrison after it had closed, and technically, I don't think that we were supposed to be out there, were we? I don't know if we'd have got caught, if we'd have got kicked off. So technically, maybe we weren't supposed to be out there.
Yeah, I haven't played. No, I don't know. I think it was just late season. They'd pulled the flags, but you could be out there. I know I've played a couple of holes out there before in the wintertime, but not all 18. So
okay, all right. So there you go. Okay,
number
90 down to the bottom 10 or the top 10, the bottom 10, however you want, the last 10. Yeah. Number 90, do damage to your home or its contents while practicing your swing indoors. You know what's funny?
My parents.
The only damage I recall ever doing to the inside of the home while swinging a golf club was when I lived in Kingston on Ford Street, and I still remember the mark on the ceiling because it was like one of those not a drop ceiling, but a
popcorn ceiling or something.
And there was a club mark from when I took the club back and hit the top. That's the only time I ever remember. Other than that, no chipping or putting or anything like that damaged anything. But
no, I think I did the exact same thing. I remember taking a swing in the living room at my parents' house
and just went a little too high with the hands there.
A little too high, and the stupid part was I got the white out and tried to paint it in with the white out, and I can remember my parents kind of looking up and going, "Huh." That's knew.
Funny.
They knew.
That is funny. Okay, hit but not hurt someone with a golf shot. Now you have done this.
Yes, I have.
I know you've done this.
Yeah.
Our good buddy
Grand Cypress.
Yeah.
Grand Cypress.
Okay.
Playing with Tony Harris. We were playing the old course at Grand Cypress with future PGA Tour player Matt McQuillan. He was in PGA Tour. I think he was a PGA. No, he was playing Hooters Tour at that time. And there was a double green, and I had hooked it off the tee on this par 3, and didn't realize there was a group over on the other side. But it hit the guy's shoulder and then bounced back towards the hole. He was fine. He wasn't hurt or whatever like that, but he was a big dude, and I was very scared that I had just gonna have to sign away my house to him. But yeah, he was not hurt, but sadly it did hit him.
I remember in the backyard here, we have the little par 3 hole down the side of the yard at our house here that Brandon and his friend Shane were playing back there, hitting balls and stuff. And Shane, they were playing a match, and Brandon had just beaten Shane on one of the holes, and Shane he kind of took a swing and hit the golf ball full swing with a wedge, hit the golf ball, hit Brandon in the back from about 6 feet away.
I know I can remember being 10 and being in Saskatchewan and hitting a ball out in a soccer field or whatever. And I remember for some reason I smoked my buddy Stefan right in the foot, but he was hurt. So I can't say it was, but not hurt.
So that brings up the next one, 92. Be hit, but not hurt by someone else's golf shot. I've never been
How do you get hit and not hurt? That's what I want to know.
Maybe it doesn't hit you. Maybe in the case of hitting the guy in the foot, it just kind of hits the edge of the shoe or something.
I guess. Yeah, I've been hit a couple times while I was working on a golf course, no cage, on a fairway mower. I've been hit by a Swiss professional at a Canadian women's tour event at Camelot. She hit me right in the back, and it jumped into the hazard. And her first thing when she came up was, "Where's my golf ball?" Didn't apologize, nothing. Just where's my ball, and I'm just pointing towards the hazard.
No. 93. Call in 6 so you can play golf. Now I'm sure that there is a gajillion people listening
that can say yes.
Well, there's not a gajillion people listening, but everybody that's listening's probably said they've called in sick. I can honestly say that no, I have never called in sick to play golf. Now I will say let me
a little bit different.
Why.
You're mostly self-employed.
Exactly. So I say why. When I started really golfing, where it wasn't like a part where I wasn't younger. I didn't start golfing until I was almost 18 years old. So
Yeah.
I was in college by then.
Yeah.
When I really started golfing, I was working in the retail store with you and Jim.
Yep.
So when I golfed, I mean, I'm going to call in sick.
Well,
how is that going to work?
If you did,
I was probably with you guys when I called in sick.
Gonna say,
probably a day where we just didn't open the store that day.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna say we probably put the sign on a door sometime
and
when there was like super nice
golfing.
weather in the fall or whatever, and just said "gone golfing" and went. I was gonna say that would be about the only circumstance.
Since then, I've been self-employed, so there's no calling in sick. I just go golfing if I want. So nope, not me.
No. Okay.
Play the wrong ball in a tournament. Nah, no, definitely not.
That first hole at Garrison Open, left side of the fairway, down on the bottom, wrong ball. Looked down at it, just went, oh God. So been there, done that. But that's one of those things you do once normally,
never again,
and never again.
Find yourself in need. Find yourself in need of a toilet, not just a tree. And not find
so two not one.
Okay, so here's the thing. How many people that are listening are going to even admit to this?
Yeah, exactly. So they can quietly do this on their own list.
Yeah, just kind of check mark this one on your own, file this away in a safety deposit box, and throw away the key.
Oh God.
All right, number 96. We're getting there now. Tumble into a bunker or a water hazard.
Bunker for sure.
Bunker, definitely. Yeah, definitely have fallen into bunkers. No. Definitely not a water hazard. No, but no Woody Austin here.
Yeah, you play enough golf, eventually at some point
you're going to fall into a bunker.
You're going to make that tumble into a bunker. You're just not paying attention. You sort of forget where you are, and boom, next thing you know, you're on your butt or you're just walking all over the place. So.
97, sign an incorrect scorecard. No.
Never.
No, I haven't played enough tournament golf to really do that anyway.
Yeah.
98, oversleep and miss your tee time. I can't say as I've ever done this one because no, I don't think I've ever overslept and missed a tee time.
I think I'd be more guilty of getting there too early than oversleeping.
Yeah. I definitely get there on time.
Yeah.
Number 99. Break a window or windshield with a ball that you've struck. No, I've never done this.
No, I don't think so. I think I was probably close at some point. I think I was scared of doing one, probably in the back of my parents' house when I was chipping in the backyard, and all of a sudden you skull one or whatever. But I think I got away with it. I think I maybe hit a frame or something. So
yeah, and frankly, I don't. If you did break a window, I mean, is it really your fault?
Well, a windshield, you could see maybe accidentally. Maybe you didn't even know that you did it. If you
see, I'm kind of one of those like okay. So there's houses on some golf courses. There's houses on golf courses. This is just kind of a normal thing. Housing developments with golf courses, and I will never. And I know there's legalities to this, and I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not going to question that. I just think it is a very bad rule. It is a very bad law that says that if I break somebody's window, while I'm playing a golf course that they have bought a house on, in the line of fire,
especially if the house was like right there from the start.
Yeah. So here's the thing: if I break that window, now I'm liable. It's my fault that I broke the window. So, excuse me, you built a house on a golf course in a spot where your house can get struck, and then you complain about people breaking windows or golf balls being on your lawn. Like, do they think about that for a second?
That's people that don't understand what happens in the
I believe that the law should say that tough beans, buddy. You're the one that built your house there. Too damn bad.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, too damn bad.
I can remember having a ball bounce down the street in Myrtle
Shouldn't
Beach
be houses beside golf courses anyway.
Yeah, well, unfortunately.
Should be. You got to pay for the golf courses somehow.
That's right.
So we'll let that one go. Okay. 100. On the 100th episode of the Flagstick podcast, the 100th item on the list, run out of balls in a round of golf. Run out of balls. I've never run out of balls. And I would say probably the likelihood of the most casual of golfer is that they never would run out of balls, because the most casual of golfer
usually carries a ton.
Always has too many golf balls in their bag, which is why they have a cart or take a cart, because there's no way you could carry that bag.
Yeah.
I generally speaking, when I play golf, I generally speaking have in my golf bag 4 sleeves of golf balls.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the max that I carry. Now, depending on where I'm playing, like if it's on some of our road trips, we're playing multiple golf courses in a day, I might slide a dozen in the side pocket and a dozen in the ball pocket.
Yeah, but that's more because you're traveling. You just
I'm just prepared.
You just don't take them out. You're there
But
for
to
the trip.
When I go to play golf, 18-hole round of golf, I'm going to the golf course. I open up the ball pocket, make sure that there's 4 sleeves of golf balls in there, and that's it, and tees. And
that's a lot of balls.
And I'm good to go. And that's and frankly, if I'm expecting that I need that many golf balls, I'm probably shooting like 100. If you go through a dozen golf balls, you're not shooting any kind of low number.
That said, have you ever played with somebody who ran out of golf balls? I can say I have for sure.
Yes, definitely. Because they don't carry enough golf balls to begin with, and they're not good.
I can remember playing with someone at Links at Crowbush Cove. It was a relative. We had just finished going through the 11th hole.
A dad?
Nope, not a dad. Not a dad. A cousin.
See, he's not throwing you under the bus, Mr. McLeod. He's not throwing you under the bus here.
I'm not going to say who it is.
I tried to get him to.
I can remember he got to the tee, was down to 1 golf ball on the 12th tee, and the drink cart came by, and the staff member that was there, he said to her, do you happen to sell golf balls? And she's like, no, but I should. And I think for soon after that, I think they started to carry golf balls on it because of him. But yes,
smart idea, really, when you think about it. The beverage cart should have sleeves of golf balls, because you could charge a premium for those bad boys.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you're high demand. It's a convenience at that point. I think you really need them. So
I think there's probably instances in the world of golf that situations like not having enough golf balls have come up on the PGA Tour, but the only one that I truly recall, and I think everybody knows the story of Tiger Woods at Pebble Beach
with one ball
one ball in the bag, playing the 18th at Pebble Beach.
Of course, he didn't.
And sorry, he had 2 balls, and he hit 1 in the water.
Yeah,
and had 1 left in the bag, playing the 18th. He didn't know. And he didn't know. And if he had hit that ball in the water,
he was done.
Tournament over.
ROB ran out of balls.
Yeah, that would have been
That's a Steve Williams story. Yeah.
Now, frankly, I don't know how you run out of golf balls when you're how many golf balls did he have in his bag to start with, and what did he shoot that day?
Well, that's the thing. You just don't know. There's weird circumstances where all of a sudden, exceptions happen and things go crazy, and you just never know. So
I mean, and hey, the thing is, you think that if you lose 6 golf balls playing around a golf, that you're going to shoot 90? Not because you lose 6 golf balls, that potentially could only be 6 lost strokes. You make 6 birdies, that's even par.
Yeah, exactly.
So there lost golf balls, not really a thing. All right, well, there you go.
That was fun.
The top 100. It was a lot of fun. A little bit longer show. But it's the 100th episode, so why do we care? We don't. And people will listen to this and they'll break it up, and they'll listen to it in thirds, and that's perfectly fine. You can listen to it in thirds, quarters, eighths, 16ths, 32nds, 64ths, however you want to do it. It's entirely up to you. But listen to it because it's fun.
And that said, we should say, thank you to everyone that's been, tuning into the podcast, subscribing. I know I got messaged last week from, a friend out in BC who, was listening to it. People all over the place. We've had people download the podcast in 85 different countries. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the supporters as well. The sponsors. It's been great to have them. And thank you, Jeff, as well for tolerating all these 100-hour pluses with me.
Yeah, well, no, I appreciate you tolerating me as well. Because I know I am relatively intolerable. Okay, so, and at that note, we'll leave it there on the 100th episode of the Flagstick podcast. As you just mentioned, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this week, Metcalf Golf Club, Falcon Ridge Golf Club, and of course our presenting sponsor, Golf PEI. Golf Prince Edward Island is a premier Canadian golf destination, boasting the most number of golf courses per capita in the country, with over 400 fairways closer than you can imagine, top-tiered accommodations, and exquisite culinary experiences. It is, in fact, the easiest golf vacation you will ever book. So book your golf vacations and tee times at golfpei.ca. We know and we hope, we know, you are enjoying hearing and watching this podcast. Be sure to follow us across all social media networks, including Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok. Subscribe on Spotify, Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like us, click the notification bell. Make sure that you never miss a single episode of this podcast or anything else that we put up there, including the Flagstick Academy. Get over to flagstick.com for more amazing golf content delivered every single day, and subscribe to the Flagstick Digest newsletter, where you can get information sent to your inbox directly 3 times per week. It doesn't get any better than that. Well, that's it for the 100th episode of the Flagstick podcast. And as always, we appreciate you tuning in. But until next week, I am Jeff Botter.
And I'm Scott McLeod.
Remember, always go for the stick.